Hey, what's up, guys? Your second favorite PE teacher, Denver. And these are 7 things I wish I knew when I started playing Fortnite Battle Royale. If you're wanting to win more games, which of course you are, and getting more kills right now, make sure you watch the whole video, as it's everything I know that got me a 30% win rate, hundreds of wins, and thousands of kills. Hit like, click subscribe right now. And let's go with the crazy question today for the giveaway. You know what? To celebrate that I'm a brand new dad now to my little man Ezra, let's give away 2,500 V-Bucks. So if you want to win, again, click like, subscribe, click that little bell to turn notifications on, and tell me in the comments down below right now why you love Fortnite. That's it. Do that now and I'll tell you the winner of the V-Bucks at the end of my next video. All right, let's get started. Number 1, the importance of building. You will win or lose fights depending on how well you can build. If you run into someone who's a better builder than you, they have a much higher chance of beating you in a 1v1. So you got to be that person. Channel your inner Bob the Builder. And know this though, it's not just who can put the objects down the fastest, although being fast helps. It's who can place objects in the right place the fastest. The first thing you need to do when you get into almost any fight is immediately place something down, because it's not about just winning that fight. It's also about preserving as much health and shield as possible for the next fight. Even if somebody doesn't see me yet, I drop a quick set of stairs, sometimes a wall in front of it, and try to get that slight height advantage, and then I start letting off shots. If the enemy has time to turn around and return fire because, Bloom sent my bullets all over the place, then I already have cover. You might only need a wall and 1 set of stairs or a quick 1x1 base. Usually keep that 1x1 no more than 3 tiles high, or you risk taking that falling damage though. Take control of the fight. Throw a wall or stairs right in their face. Make them waste ammo in their clip, or even take a rocket at point blank range. Most importantly, get them flustered and panicking first. When we panic, we make bad decisions. Just like you and me, when we see someone build up quickly over the top of us and we are already taking damage, we lose the mental game and then usually the fight. If you want more tips on fighting, check out my How to Win Any 1v1 video right after this. Number 2, collecting resources fast. Now, you can't build without resources, of course, but how do we get them quickly? There is a reason pros rarely run out of resources, and in doing so, outbuild their opponents in most fights. First, you already know that if you see those wood pallets laying around, they give you a ton of wood. Second, don't break building walls down for resources unless you're in a pinch, since you only get like 1 material per hit. Everything else is great though, so take your pick, no pun intended, and get to swinging, but do it the right way. Trees are awesome, but just going tree to tree and hoping you have enough for the next fight isn't where we want to start. There's something streamers and pros do to make sure they get plenty of resources even at the beginning of the game. Watch what I do every game when I land, and even a busier place with little trees like tilted towers. See how almost every single wooden object I come across I break down? But it's not only that, you can do this without hard leaving, slowing down, or looting. When you break something down, quickly switch back to a weapon or just anything on your action keys, and you won't have that slow little trot while the pickaxe swinging animation finishes. Even better, you can jump and swing with your pick, switch to a weapon and land without slowing down at all. I jump, usually swing twice, and land while switching back to a weapon all in one movement. This is how you collect resources super fast. Even in like a tilted towers building where it's hard to end up with anything, you might find 200 or more, which you will need if you plan on getting out of that godforsaken place alive. This resource trick isn't only for breaking down tables and couches inside. This is for any object you pass by. When you're passing by a tree or rock or anything, again, hit your jump, swing once or twice, switch to a weapon and land, and you might end up with anywhere from 5 to 30 extra material from that one jump. Do this a few times on the way to your circle and you could have hundreds more materials. Building is winning, so make sure you're collecting as many resources as possible. Number 3, shields win games. Always be on the hunt for shield potions, both mini and big. Slurps are good too, of course, but there is no better feeling than going into the final 4 or 5 of the match with 100 shield on top of your 100 health and a pocket full of mini shields. Early on in the game, drink your shields immediately if you have that short amount of time to get it down. Every once in a long while, I will hold on to my big shield for a very short amount of time, only if I'm 100% sure I'm safe, in hopes that I find some minis first. But otherwise, chug those shields down as soon as you get them. If you go into the final few enemies of the game with no shield, even if you have 100 health, you better hope you don't get into a close combat one-on-one situation. Before Epic put mini shields out on the battlefield, only the big shield potions existed. These were just about as rare as they are now, and people were finding the endgame just about hinged upon who had more shield. Even if you were the better player, like a lot of the pros, they were still finding that no shield often meant no win. With mini shields in the game now, we're lucky to be able to get at least 50 shield at any point in the game. But it will happen sometimes where you end up with no shield. So if that happens, here is a list of things that will take you down in a matter of seconds just so you can be careful. One bullet from a bolt action, of course, or a headshot from anything is destructive all the time. But with only 100 health, or sometimes even just 75 after healing from bandages, you're often 3 or 4 shots away from even a white or green AR before dying. Sometimes even 1 pump from a shotgun. Even sitting full health at 100, a SCAR can take you down in 3 shots, 2 if 1 lands a headshot. So how do we make room for shield in our inventory? What do we drop? Here's a list of things I drop to make room for big or mini shields. All right, not totally everything, but the only things I will keep over shields are my AR, a shotgun, and a sniper. Sometimes it's even worth it to drop a sniper these days, since long-range sniper battles are ending up to be just kind of a roll of the dice. Also, I might keep a rocket launcher most of the time. But Denver, when we have the choice of 10 mini shields or 2 big shields, what do we take? This is one of the hardest questions to answer, and I think anybody will tell you something different, and rightfully so. It depends on playstyle. How many fights, both close range and long range, do you think you will get into over the course of the rest of the match? If the answer is any form of a lot, then carry those minis because minis go down quick, and being back to 25 or 50 shield in a couple seconds in the middle of a fight will save your life sometimes. If you want to take it a little slower and have a less aggressive approach, you usually want to carry the 2 big shields with you and get back on top quickly if you end up taking a sniper shot from far away. Or drop your sniper, drop your grenades, drop those impulse grenades for making those sweet ninja plays, and pick up both the minis and the bigs. It will win you the game. Number 4, landing first. There aren't many times I'm not the first one with the gun in those early game fights anymore. I hate those games that start with someone else finding a gun before me, and before the match even really gets started, I get killed. The first and easiest trick to remember is to try to land in the low parts of the map. The rivers, the valleys, even moving a hair over on the way down and putting yourself on the low part of a cliffside will allow you to glide in much lower than anybody else. When you're going into Tilted, for example, aim to drop way outside of Tilted since you can glide almost an entire white square on the big map. Try to bottom out above the river, the football stadium, or Loot Lake to beat everyone in, giving you the odds on getting that gun first. The next trick is to pick 1 or 2 of your favorite places and get insanely good at knowing exactly where to drop. If you guys don't know from my videos or streams by now, Fatal Fields is my home, and especially the stable is where I like to land. I know exactly where to drop from pretty much all angles to be able to be the first one to touch ground, or roof in most cases. Because I'm here so much, I went out against everybody in town about 90% of the time, giving me a massive start to hopefully what will be a win. Most importantly though, mastering landing in 1 or 2 spots made me good at landing in every place I go. You start to learn how the land works for you and exactly how far you can glide at what altitudes. This is definitely those you get better with practice scenarios, just like everything else in life, but I'm all about getting better quicker, and this is the way to do it. Last thing with landing, and it sounds so simple, avoid landing in places where somebody else is. Sure, you can have your fun and fight it out, but I don't like my fun and chances of winning being solely dependent on who got lucky and went to the right room in a house to get the gun, or who pressed E at the right time to pick up the chest gun. I avoid this RNG luck-based beginning altogether, even if that means running a little ways to a separate house or area entirely. It's worth it to me to put myself in a better chance of winning than risk my entire game on a 50-50 toss-up at the beginning. Number 5, wood is best. Not metal, not stone. Wood is the best building material by far in the game because of its versatility. I know metal has the most health. Stone has more health and builds almost as fast as wood, but there's one thing that sets wood apart from the other 2 resources. It has the most health when being placed. So why does that matter? Most of the game is protecting yourself with your resources, and having the strongest material when placed is the difference between living and dying in a fight. Wood can often survive more than 1 shot when immediately placed, while metal and stone cannot. In fact, metal and stone are only better than wood when you have nobody around, you're in this circle, you build a base that's meant to stand for a while. Even then, you might turn around and see somebody building up to you with double ramps of wood. You go to shoot it out and find out too late that it takes more than a few bullets to try to knock the ramp down, and now you have a shotgun in your face from above. We all love building a metal base, sure, but the game is mobile and aggressive. Only every once in a while is squatting in a tower the best decision. Plus, the amount of metal it takes to build even a thin 1x1 metal base is nearing 200, which takes quite a while to farm whereas you can get that much wood in a matter of minutes, not to mention how long it takes metal and even brick structures to finish building, whereas wood is the quickest building material. No matter how you look at it, used both defensively and offensively, wood is the best choice for building, and you should always prioritize collecting it first. Number 6, on the move. Yes, you can build up and make a fortress in Fortnite, and I'm sure we all did that quite a few times when we first started because it's awesome. But Fortnite is a quick-moving game, and sitting still too long will get you killed. I came over from PUBG, so I started with ducking behind trees, taking cover behind rocks, trying to crouch down in the grass or bushes for cover. Man, if I can go back to my first Fortnite games, I'd probably be pretty ashamed of myself. But that's in the past. Now I know that if I want cover, I need to build it. Also, while talking about the movement of the game, this is the first game I've ever played where I realized that moving and shooting is oftentimes the best strategy. It still makes me mad, to be honest, that we can move and shoot so easily after playing more realistic games and growing up on Counter-Strike. But with Bloom on ARs being as inaccurate as it is right now, we may as well do what works best. The most important thing to remember is that even snipers can be shot accurately while moving. I never played Halo. I know. I'm sure it was an awesome game. But I remember seeing Halo players jumping around, throwing out those super accurate snipes for kills. This game is just about like that, where you can be strafing or moving up and down in your base and still send a bullet to where you want it to go. If, after this video, you still believe that sitting up in a base every game is the best way to win, just remember how prevalent rocket and grenade launchers are. One well-placed hit from those and you find yourself at 50 health or even dead. Number 7 and the last one on this list is watch the pros. Compared to the bigger names in YouTube and Twitch, for Fortnite, I have about 1/4 of their total games played, but I can still hang with even the better players of the game. It will always be true that the more time you put into something, the better you get, and I truly believe that, and I told my 4th graders that for 4 straight years, but I also told them that the time spent matters too. Put your time into what matters most to get better faster. This is probably a pretty stupid analogy, but think of learning to play something like the guitar. You can spend all your time just pressing on the frets, strumming strings, and eventually you'll get better. It'll take a long time. Instead, some people have a teacher or instructor that tells them exactly what to do, and that works too. But obviously with video gaming, not everybody can teach you all the time and tell you exactly what to do. So what is the next best thing? Watching somebody who is good and emulating it. Businessmen and women, athletes, gamers, and even YouTubers like me do this all the time. Why do you think so many YouTubers started screaming and overreacting after Jacksepticeye got huge? It is the best way to get good at anything quickly. You take what they do and you make it your own. The only way I got good at building so fast is by watching Myth and Ninja. I never would have ever thought to make a 2-wide, low sky bridge to someone's base after hitting them a couple times before watching them do it. I was afraid I would get shot down and die to fall damage, but it works perfectly every time I do it, and I learned from them to make sure you get a couple shots off, force them to heal or shield up first before they know it, you're on top of them. But that's just one thing. I watch the best players play, and probably like most people, I'm not there just to be entertained with some comedy or maybe some pon-pon dances. I'm there to learn and figure out exactly how they build a base in seconds, or like Ninja has been doing, why he takes a blue burst over even a scar sometimes. Now, none of this matters if you just play for fun and you don't care about winning. But for you guys who, like me, find the most fun in a win, definitely follow this tip if you aren't. So thank you guys for watching and for that giveaway of 2,500 V-Bucks. Make sure you hit like and subscribe right now. Hit that little bell, leave a comment telling me why you love Fortnite. That's it, guys. Thank you guys so much for being patient with me as I move into fatherhood. I thought I'd be able to continue making videos, but man, I'm so tired all the time. I'm trying to help my wife because poor little guy, you know, he keeps crying all the time, obviously, because that's what babies do, but I'm trying to take some stress off her shoulders and things like that, but I promise I'll get back to it. Thank you guys so much for the support. I read almost all the comments, so if you guys left a comment to me on my video or you're going to on this video, I scroll through it, I read the comments, man, because I don't do this because I just love making videos. That's only part of it. I do it because I want to get to know you guys. I want to be a good influence on the youth, which is why I started in the first place. You know, as a teacher, I want to just clean, good gaming for kids to watch, man. So if you're a kid, man, I hope I'm that for you. I wish I could be all your guys' PE teachers. I love when I get those comments. But again, thank you guys for all the support. Ezra and Lauren, thank you guys too. So I'll see you guys in the next video.